In the age of social media and the ever continued expansion of AI, I really do believe that the great currency of our time will be presence. And what I mean by this is the ability to be fully present with a person or people, right? Away from the distractions. So the notifications of cell phones and all that, right? And I know many people talk about this, the idea that that you go to a restaurant, let's say, and you look around and you see a couple at their dinner table and they're both on their phones, or a group of friends, they're there physically, but they're not there mentally. And I think, right? Like, it's just so evident in that way. And one of the things that I've been trying to do with everybody that I'm there with, whoever it is, whether it's, friends, coworkers, whatever, is to make sure that I'm fully present as much as possible. And part of that is also like not even just putting the phone on the table, right? I silence it, I put it somewhere else. So that way it's just, it's not even there. It's not even a factor. And whether or not people choose to kind of participate in that, their cell phones might go off. That's up to them. But I'm not gonna, do that. Now, there are certain situations, granted, that like, for example, with the LA fires and living through that, there were a few times where, I had my cell phone and I said, hey, listen, I want to be here with you, blah, 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 but I'm just going to leave my phone here and just in case of emergency, and they understood it, right? So there are case specific examples where you can go against that. But, I really believe that the things that will mean the most to people are the ones where we're there, we're giving our attention, right? That's what presence means, our attention. And also showing that, right? I think, one of my favorite things is to write cards to friends for their birthdays or whatever it is. And not just like a printed out thing, and then I sign it, but to truly write a personalized message in handwriting, right? It's these little things that can add up to a lot. And I think that means something. Now, yes, that works on a very personal level, but guess what? If you want to do business in life as well, this is where that can come really handy. So much of it gets offloaded and we don't think that there's another person on the side of it. But I will tell you, just even from my own experiences of, let's say, deal negotiating and stuff like that, just even little flourishes in an email of if you send, if you work on something for somebody, let's say it's a video, you send them that video, and then just a personalized, it doesn't have to be that long, but just a personalized touch of hey, I really loved how humorous you were in this episode. Whatever it is, to make them feel seen, to make them know of oh, I didn't just, I'm not just a machine that cranked this out and here's the thing and blah, 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 and we're this, factory style turnstile and whatever else, that there's an enjoyment to it, that you were there mentally when you worked on something, right? And you paid attention to it. I get it. In this world, there's this constant need to be connected because, there's deadlines and things to do and stuff like that. But I do believe in the long run, there's studies out there the divided attention isn't good, right? And it doesn't yield to results, and especially for the more deep, concentrated work that is needed on various projects or parts of projects. So we have to kind of start that own resistance against some of the stuff ourselves. And it can be scary because it's okay, well, if I don't respond right away to X, Y, and Z, am I a bad person? Or they're going to think I don't care. No, we don't have to be that way. You can still respond, but it doesn't have to be right away, and in fact, one of the liberating forms of this and the specifics of how has always been Tim Ferriss's The 4-Hour Work Week, right? He batches stuff. So it's he'll check in, at first email once a day or twice a day, stuff like that. And it's like, okay, cool. We don't need to always be on email. Like I can still answer all the emails, but it'll just come in like batches of, morning and then towards the evening, right? So, yeah, it's basically about just kind of shifting things and being there for other people, but also for ourselves. Like if our attention is always constantly divided every which way, then we don't feel like we have a sense of ourselves, and that's never good. So that's what this is all about, ultimately.